It was a strange day. One moment I was simply tending to the ships in the shipyard, and the next I was talking to a Terran. I had heard stories of Terrans, short-lived, averse to conflict, and somehow one of the most populous races in the Galactic Federation. Nobody listed more lawmakers, more shipbuilders among their ranks, just as nobody listed more pirates and bandits. None of this could have prepared me for the sheer energy the small Terran had, though. How can you pack such uncontrollable chaos inside such a small frame? It all started with a simple question from the Terran. "Hey, can I help out?" I started, surprised. "Me?" I asked curiously, stopping work on the fractional ship, Endurance. "Yeah, you. I don't see any other blue-skinned, free-eyed builders around here." The small Terran grinned at me. "Do you even know how to build a ship?" Perhaps it was a bit of a strange question, given that Terrans hosted many shipbuilders among their ranks, but this Terran had no ship tools whatsoever. The small Terran snorted. "Course I do. I built my little ship, didn't I?" The Terran pointed to a small ship on the far end of the shipyard, barely enough to be counted as a proper scout ship. It was made of what looked like scrap metal, but I could see spots of gleaming chrome peeking out from certain patches. Perhaps some sort of disguise? But why? I shook my head to clear my thoughts, replying, "If you don't mind me asking, why such a small ship?" "Even scouts aren't that small. Are you a stealth cruiser?" The Terran grinned in response, teeth gleaming. "A scout? Nah, we're a battleship." I was even more confused now. But so small? How? "Oh, we're much more than size would show. My little ship, the Israel, is 18th strongest in the Terran fleet," the little Terran told me proudly, as they started to work on the Endurance. Belatedly, I grabbed my tools as well, continuing my work as I processed this. 18th? That is a very specific number. "Yeah, well, can't all be like the Texas," the little Terran shrugged. I had heard of the Texas, crowning jewel of the Terran fleet. The Texas was a large, nigh invulnerable battleship with enough cannons to crack a planet. Mostly used as a show of force, as there has not been a single instance of the Texas being deployed in combat. I had not, though, heard of this Israel. No, I am surprised that such a small ship can rank so high. "Pfft, high? First place or nothing, baby," the small Terran cheers. "But why? 18th in an entire fleet is a very, very good position. Why would you need to reach higher, especially as such a flimsy, short-lived species like you Terrans are?" "Because why not? It's exactly because we're so short-lived that we're so competitive. We're short-lived, sure, but say what you want about us, we drag out every ounce of life we can." I nod, reflecting on this strange wisdom. "Do you Terrans ever regret leaving your homeworld? Now so far away from your starter planet, you must feel lonely. And yet I have never seen a single Terran regretting their choices," I asked, curious. This was something that had been bouncing around my mind ever since I first saw the strange, small Terran. My reply came in the form of a short, barking laugh. "We have a saying in the Terran fleet. Home ain't always so far behind you. Matter of fact, it might not even be behind you at all. So stop turning your damn head back and keep your eyes on the road, bud. And next thing you know, home will be with you for the rest of the journey." But to answer your question, we're all crazy bastards. That's what defines us. We're whatever the hell we feel like for as long as we feel like it. We don't have time to sit and be sad. We have a whole universe to explore. The Terran continues, as we finish work on the Endurance. They stand back, nodding satisfactorily, as I check over their work as well as mine. It was surprisingly high quality, as good as mine, if not better. I guess it was true the Terrans grabbed life by the throat and took everything they could out of it. "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair," the Terran says with a fierce grin, as they examine their work. "Is that your name, Ozymandias?" I ask, curious. The Terran looks at me, incredulously, before laughing. Hell no. I'm Rue. Rue Cohen Katz. Ozymandias is the name of a king from a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. I'm quoting a famous poem from home. Home? Do you have any more wisdom from your homeland? Never back down. If something hits you, hit it back twice as hard. Size isn't everything. The Terran rattles off. My little ship, the Israel, comes from a little place of the same name back home. It's, what, a 30th of the size of Texas? The place the battleship of the same name was named after, and hilariously is also stronger. Before we started spacefaring, Israel was ranked 18th in terms of military strength, and Texas would be, I think, 31st, at least if it were on its own instead of part of the US. I nod, not knowing what the US is. I start to ask, but am cut off by the small Terran, Rue. My religion, at least the main one back home, has a tree of life called the Sephiroth, composed of angels. One of my favourites has always been Netza, the eternal, the enduring. Beneath this stone I am glory. It's the saying all us Israelis use, to remind us that despite the chip on our shoulder, we are and will always be strong, Rue comments. Well, thanks for this talk. It was fun. I gotta get going now, my crew's getting angsty. See you, Free Eyes. I realise belatedly that I never told the Terran my name, as they walk away to their ship. As I watch, the small ship leaves the shipyard. I watch on the screen with a slight smile as the little ship exits the air dock, and my eyes widen in alarm as a large bandit force of around 10 Terran ships confronts the Israel. No wonder they were disguised in scrap metal then. I begin to hail the ship, trying to tell them to turn back, but all I get is a crazed laugh from Rue. Turn back? Hell no. I've been itching for a fight all day. I'm glad they trolled us here. Now we can have some fun and be protected legally. I start again, but Rue cuts communication as the scrap metal falls off of the Israel, revealing a chrome-polished frame. Hatches open up around the tiny ship and missiles explode out, swarming the 10 ships facing them. I could barely catch what was happening, as the shockwaves from the missile so close to the dock nearly shorted out the cameras, but then comms opened back up on the Israel. Whoa, bullseye! One of the crew members cheers, as Rue grins at me. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. I finish the sentence with a slight chuckle. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. And there I sat, shaking my head in bemusement, as I watched a little ship called Israel float through the debris of wrecked ships. Terrans really were crazy bastards. I met a traveller from an antique land, who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shuttered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fled. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains, round the decay, of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. Ozymandias, by Percy Bysshe Shelley.